What are some of the things that stuck out to you about Wally?
The guy gets a gold star. He was a stud.
Kind of his realization on, the Wolf Initiative stuff, that us talking amongst ourselves and trying to, rally the troops is like, trying to recruit people that are already on your team.
So everything that stuck out to him about his season was with his kid. I'm a new dad. I've got a 2-year-old upstairs, and having him come full circle with his son now and in the field, I feel like that's mentorship done right.
I noticed his work in the preseason. He does a lot of homework. He's e-scouting and he's on the ground. And so you saw he got his 2 animals, his son's pronghorn as well, on the first day. They did their homework.
What he was doing was legal and ethical, really, in Texas on a private ranch. And because of his public land hunting prior, he had an afterthought that, hey, really, I could do it. It was illegal. It was legal, but hey, I feel a little bad about it because my other hunters might miss an opportunity. So I really like the way he was so open and honest. So
he did Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, their fence pools or their ecosystem restoration.
Tell me some of the stuff that stuck out to you about Josh.
I thought his season was fantastic. It just seemed like this is life for him. It's almost like he wasn't trying to set this year up to be fantastic. It just turned out to be fantastic because
from his interview to his podcast to the write-up, everything about the guy just screams like humble sportsman.
He didn't feel like he was ready to be a mentor, and then in turn ended up mentoring that guy and kind of coaching him in and then getting him on that cat. I was just kind of enamored by the story. It was fantastic.
From the application to listen to the podcast, and then as he was kind of sharing his story, I just became more and more impressed. And then his sleeping dog in the background.
The canning meat, he's doing it all on himself at his house, and he's teaching people how to do it. So to value where their food comes from.
So he's mentoring people in his circle. He just seems like that guy that kind of walks in a room and people respond to what he does. It sticks with you, I guess, is what I'd say about Josh.
Give me some thoughts on Cody.
Yeah, man. I feel like what stuck out to me about Cody was he kept hammering the mental toughness factor, and that carries with you how you're a sportsman wherever you're a sportsman. And then the mental fortitude to write 64 friggin' letters to random dudes that own ranches. And we probably carry that weight of, I'm afraid to hear no more than not. And he was like, send it, dude. Let's go.
He's crazy for his craft, and he's getting better, and he's soaking up information and really working on it.
I'm looking at Cody and I'm like, how is this guy doing all this?
His e-scouting, he put all that work. He's determined.
As you could see, all the research he did, all the pre-hunt checks, driving all the roads, all that.
Between last year and this year, the kid is just a hard worker.
If I missed it, guys, chastise me, but I would have liked to heard him talk maybe a little bit more about, hey, we process the game, we can it, we jerk it, but the passion for hunting, wow.
He stepped back and helped that guy find that buck. For him to step back and say, hey, I'll take a day to help you find your deer was very admirable of Cody. And that's what I like to see, is somebody who isn't in it for themselves.
Dude, that's a hard question because all 3 of them crush. I tell you what, I'm going with Wally because that dude can make a dish. I'm just going to keep it simple. All of them kill good animals, but if you're going with Wally, you're going to be eating right.
Doug, who you hunting with?
Wally.
Well, I'd be hunting with Josh. Yeah, I think we have the same mindset. I think we can head down a canyon and get stranded and realize we got to walk back to the truck.
It was a coin toss for me the whole time, I think, between Josh or Wally. But I think I've got to go with Wally because I think I would annoy Josh because I don't think I could keep up with him. I read it on him. He's going to be halfway up that mountain. I'm going to be the guy trudging down below saying, I'll catch up. Let's go.
Well, I think any one of these guys could have won this tournament, right? So you look for little things. I think the way Wally really spreads the love to people that aren't hunters is kind of unique to him, and at least in these interviews. But aside from that, dude, it's really hard. Every one of them is fantastic.
So my votes all came down to Josh over Wally, and I had to fill out the super complicated calculator. I weighted a lot of things. Personal connection felt closest to Josh.
If I had to put my votes down, and I'm not a voting member, but I think I would have put Cody as my one.
On my end with Cody, dude, I was glad I squeaked in that last question because I feel like he opened up in a whole different way there, and I saw a whole different side to him that I was really glad I got to see because that put him on the map for me. Not that he wasn't there to begin with everything else, like apples to apples, and as far as the application process goes, but that right there, I was like, okay, I can see where this guy, why he's here, and he's a strong contender. And I love the effort and the passion you saw come out in him when he answered that last question.
As far as Wally, yeah, he's meets everything for conservation and, you know, educating people. I really enjoyed, you know, seeing Cody and Josh's seasons unfold. They were one after the other. They're getting at it. Between Josh and Cody, I was leaning Cody all day.
I just like the overall package of Wally, if you will.
And like the bonding moment with his kid, he was like, that was the best moment of my life, period. That's what hunting's about to a lot of people. I had to give the nudge to somebody. Wally was the guy that got it.
I didn't lose the it factor that I ultimately came to which is what I felt Josh has, is just if I had to walk in the room and say, hey, that's the sportsman, like the sportsman, I just never lost that with Josh. So I stuck with it. Like I honestly flip a coin, man. Like I'm there, but I'll have to stick with what my initial gut and the scorecard said, and that sticks with Josh.
That actually switched right there at the end.
It was a close one.
It's really hard. It's like splitting hairs. That's why, I mean, dude, the numbers are hard to argue with because it could have went any of the ways.
As you were going through each one of them one by one and asking, you know, all of us our thoughts, I actually had the sheet open and was listening to everybody's points and comparing them to kind of my thoughts. And so I already had it filled out. And actually, as we were going through that, I was switching and adjusting based on things where I was like, yeah, I like that, or I think that holds a little more weight. And I adjusted as I went through. And as I did that, my numbers actually got tighter. There's no losers in this thing in my mind. It's just, it's impressive. And
do you have any final rebuttal that you want to push to get somebody to switch a vote?
I'd hate to have my vote break it the wrong way.
He didn't unseat Josh, but I think the way, as close as those two votes are, that's kind of where he's at in my mind. Just reverse them a little bit. But, you know, Cody in the mix as well, man, you couldn't ask for a tougher three-way decision. But
to have it be that close, right? These are the equivalencies of those like business decisions no one wants to make, but they have to be made. And I'm going to stick with where I'm at, although I completely understand and respect all you guys' kind of perspectives on this thing, because it's tough.
Ray, we've come to a decision. Who is the 2023 Outdoorsman of the Year?
Yeah, well, I'd like to congratulate Wally King on becoming the 2023 Outdoorsman of the Year. You did it, bud. You kicked butt this season.
Yeah, bringing the title back to Colorado, where it all started. It's been living in that Pacific Northwest a little too long.
Hey, well, I just want to congratulate you on the great year. Keep spreading the good word, and it was a pleasure hearing your story and being a judge on this panel.
Hey, Wally, you were kind of my choice from the beginning.
Wally, from all of us at Tacticam and from me, awesome job, man. Congratulations. Hell of a season. Thank you for sharing that burrito recipe. And I hope I get to share a burrito with you in camp one day.
Hey, Wally, Joel here. Just want to say congratulations. It was an absolute honor to listen to not only your story, but all the great things that you're doing. And as well as a huge congrats to the other two finalists as well. It is amazing to listen to you guys and truly motivating. But congrats, Wally, on an amazing year.